Good morning, children. How are you today, huh? You little ragamuffins getting up to? Ah, okay. I haven't been paying attention. Whoop. And Big Box decided it wanted to play some Wii games. But I don't want to play Wii games. I play DOS games. Well, I don't want to play DOS games, but I'm playing DOS games. And the Wii games need to be organized. Ah, crap! They remind me of the Dodo from Warner Brothers, which I don't think's an accident. Ah, it is Owl Ball. I loved the Dodo episodes. I loved the Dodo. Because even for Looney Tunes, Dodo was weird, you know? And that pleases me. Like, they did some real great surrealist backgrounds for Dodo. Owl Ball. There are some round-ass owls out there, too, which is just great. Round. It's the shape that can't hurt you. I mean, it can if your neighbor pegs a cricket ball into the small of your back, but, you know, generally speaking. Because then it's not really the shape there, you know. That's more of a fucking speed issue. That's a speed problem. I'm going to talk to people about, like, physics and the nature of speed. You know. Pointy can hurt when you're not even doing anything. Lemmings, the official companion bonus disc. There are way too many options here, okay? Just let me have some fucking lemmings. Do I have to? Nope, I don't. Okay. Where the fuck? VGA Lemmy. Alright, that's gotta be, you know, the ace of spades. Okay. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Keep giving me these fucking... Gotta go to the barber. Alright. One for VGA. Okay, what have I got? PC compatibles. High performance PC, please. It is pretty funny when you think about, like, you know, like, I always, whenever, like, Naughty Dog come up, it's always, they're the people that made fucking Way of the Warrior. One of the worst. At least I got the mouse. I feel like the graphics aren't right. Shouldn't there be music? Aren't you supposed to explode? Oh, okay, I don't have any of those. Alright, I just need a guy who's gonna dig. Oh, that's a bit high. I forgot about that. Oh well. We only just started the lemmings. So, yes. There's gotta be... okay. CD limb. Oh no. I don't know if I want oh no. This is what I remember. Dig. Dig, you horrible little thing. What a happy little tune. I honestly wonder how you'd go about accidentally losing lemmings. I mean, alright, that bit's fucked up, but the rest of the graphics seem fine. Shit. Okay, I don't have stopper. That doesn't feel right. This feels like slightly too energetic music for lemmings. Can you click on things? Alright. That is Lemmings. For anyone unfamiliar. Huh. No, I only think I fucking played, like, you know, Lemmings and variations on the original Lemmings, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure I played some kind of, I vaguely remember some kind of Christmas Lemmings. Alright, Lemmings 2. The Lost Tribes of Lemmings. What can we dress these fucking things as? Ah, big fat party animal lemming. The lemmings are in trouble. Okay. That being that way upsets me. Okay. I mean, I'm guessing these are just themes. Like, what are we adding to the lemmings concept, really? You know? It was probably... I'm pretty sure this NES port was one I played. Because I remember... God. The music for the first stage was like the Can-Can dance or something. Alright, run. Tandy. Sound Blaster. I don't know what a tandy is. Sounds like something asexuals do to each other. Okay. Quad quirks on the key. Okay, I gotta click on that to go to the stage. This is already altogether too much. This is way too much for the start. Why is that sun high? You're gonna die, aren't you? Alright, you didn't die, but that's funny. Alright, where am I trying to get these little buggers? Oh, this is madness. Seriously, though, where am I trying to get these little buggers? Oh, okay, it must be in the castle. Alright, so... Those little buggers are trapped there, those little buggers are trapped there. They're just milling about, so that's fine. Alright, now, I don't want them... I want them to go... What do any of these do? Okay, flame... Well, that's not helping, but we'll... I just need one. I need one guy to, like, flamethrower... Okay, alright, we got that problem solved. And now, because I know the flamethrower is going to kill, like, fucking one of them is the problem. You know? God damn it. No, not him! There we go. Okay. You're going to go into the little castle, like the pile of fucking... Alright, good. Okay, so those dipshits are dealt with. Whatever. Okay, now you gotta be able to survive that. Look at that. Alright, so those little cunts are dealt with. Look at that. You see, what kind of problems can't you solve with just, like, you know, the judicious but application of flamethrowers? Oh, you know, it represents putting it in the disk drive. It's just like, because it just needs to be otherwise oriented. I mean, that's it, isn't it? Didn't I just... Oh, okay. Oh, those guys. Yippee. Why am I saving these things, though? You know? I mean, do I want lemmings? That's the thought, you know? I don't like that moon. That moon shouldn't be like that. Because I don't really like lemmings. You know? That's kind of a key issue we're having here. My success in their playability is just not... It's just not relevant to whether or not I'm ever going to go, hey, lemmings. I mean, I am slightly curious as to what All New World of Lemmings is, because... And then we got Lemmings 3D, which I don't even remember, and I'm gonna guess is gonna be a fucking shit show. Because I feel like this doesn't translate to... Ah, God, look at it. There it is. DMA design. You know? Jim Henson could have done a Lemmings television show. Okay. Ah, not floppy. I don't want floppy. Floppy sucks. I have a CD drive, damn it. Alright. I don't know what an L3gus is. Ultrasound. Alright, what do we... Okay. Windows. I don't want that. Me game. What does that do? Fair. Ah, fuck it. Let's goddamn play the fucking thing. So far, so good. Super VGA. What's the fucking difference? I gotta believe that's like, I don't know, like a difficulty thing or something. The shadow levels. Alright, let's just play a classic. Alright, well, he died. Alright, just give me one hot second while we fucking figure out what's going on here. Do I even need to do that? How do I unfuck them, you know? Like... What does that do? Alright. Oh, I can just fucking pause it. I didn't know that. Oh, okay, there we go. I can just make him like a walker again. Okay. Yeah, will they just go in, or do I have to get them to touch this or some shit? Alright. Alright, how do I make him walk the way I want him to walk, though, you know? Oh, okay. Look at that. Why was there a munted skull up in the top right? I didn't pay enough attention to that. I think you've started to look creepier, you little lemmings. Alright. So the... Oh, look, this is... I'm quite done. Down to Fraggle Rock. They're on an arc. That's funny. What was that, 94? Oh boy. Let's look at what probably killed the franchise. Like, maybe it's just a 3D thing, but it's like, it's not really in 3D, because of course that's insane. And they wouldn't really manage that until, like, Pikmin. Yeah, it's the issue with Lemmings in that there's only so much you can do to it graphically before you kind of, like, miss the point. You know, like, particularly in the 90s, there was a fucking expectation. Like, it was just expected. If you had a sequel that came out 2 years later, it had to look better. That was just how the world worked. You know? And there are just some games where it's like, you really don't need to fucking move past Lemmings 1 graphics. Like, at all. You don't. It's just fucking confusing. I mean, I stand by Sonic Adventure games. Like, the two of those were good. But, like, yeah. I mean, there's a reason why the best recent Sonic games have just been, like, 2D pixel art. You know? You can just do that. You can just make 2D games now. It's fine. You don't need to, like, fucking, you know, it was somewhat unshackled from that expectation that comes with being, you know, an artistic medium that is entirely bound to technological explosions. Owlball! This is Lemmings 3D, right? Like, I didn't fucking skip something. Yeah. Like the need for everything to move to 3D, fucking like it didn't like didn't kill shit exactly, but it fucking hurt a lot of things. You know, like fucking like the sad thing is the Nintendo 64 Castlevanias aren't even terrible, but like the entire time it's just like this isn't making it better. I feel like I'm not getting any sound. I feel like I'm supposed to be getting like noises. Is that it? Are we just gonna repeat that? Oh, I don't remember scan mode. I got it. Look, this is nonsense. There's got to be a fucking. I think it's because I chose CD music or something. I think I just got to pick fucking Sound Blaster or something. We'll see what happens. Like it was just tied to it. It was just like, well, everything's going 3D. I mean, a 3D action adventure Earthworm Jim could work these days because there's actually the. Huh. I feel like I got a whole different game. That was the other big problem. Is lots of things are going to 3D when fucking there's barely you could barely do 3D. There's still people were playing 3D games with like a fucking D-pad and shit. Where you're like, oh, this isn't right. Yeah, I've played a little bit of Lamington of Innocence. Okay, teleporter, trampoline. What do I have to do? Okay, blocker. Okay, how do I? There we go. Whoop. Hey, you know what's not great? Okay, I have blocked. Wait. Fucking. There's got to be just like. Alright, there we go. Thank God for that. Alright, yeah. So that guy's blocked. Okay, yeah. And then they're going into the little house. Yep. That's not even a very good. Like that could be better. Like they could have a little open door thing. I don't think you'd be fucking breaking the fucking processor if you had them go whoop and then walk in. Probably not. I don't think that they, Yeah, I wasn't getting any fucking sound effects or noise. I don't know what the fuck. Well, famous lemmings are lost in a world of their own. Aren't we all? They're puzzled, confused, and they're dying at an alarming rate. Yeah. We're just never gonna get video game magazine ads again. And I need you to understand that they were fucking insane. Like you gotta imagine like not 80s cocaine, but like the children that grew up in the wake of that. Like the little baby advertisers coming into the industry with like getting the tail end of 80s coke binges. And then being in the 90s and then being told, here are video games, you've got to break rules and be crazy to get like fucking, some 12-year-old kid's attention. And then they would just, people just let them go. And they, that's not even the weirdest one. That's not by a long shot. Yeah, like, a lack of dual sticks. Like, it's so funny because there was like this god-awful fucking piece of, this weird, like, ball that they tried to make a controller, and it's a piece of shit. Because the idea is, like, so it's a controller you hold, but it's got this big ball, and that's, like, basically twin sticks in one. Because you can tilt it forward and backward, but you can also shove it forward and backward. And, left, right, you can pull it up, you can pull it down, you can rotate it left and right. And, like, they were like, oh, this is how you control games in 3D. It wasn't. It was absolutely not. And it's just so crazy looking at that and thinking, you know, like, you didn't just think maybe 2 sticks? Like, was the 2 sticks such a fucking... Like, how? Okay. I don't like that 1999 was like... I don't like the idea of a shitty game from 1999, because it usually means people trying to be fucking ironic. Okay. Hi, welcome to Lemonsville, California. In this small town, you are in charge of running your own lemonade stand. You can compete with as many other people as you wish, but how much profit you make is up to you. The other stand sales will not affect your business in any way. If you make the most money, you're the winner. Are you starting a new game? Yes or no? Type the answer and hit return. How many people will be playing? Okay. Oh. 1. Saturn's 3D controller isn't even bad by bad controller standards. I mean, the bad thing about Saturn's 3D controller is it was like maybe usable for like 10 games, if that. And I think even fewer if you count Western releases. That could eat shit.
You fucking baby raper!
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, like the way the Power Glove worked, being like there was basically a fucking marble in there that would touch buttons. It's just the worst thing in the world. Len.
Autism. Autism. Autism.
God. Hey, it's where the chuds come from.
Autism.
Goodbye, Leningrad. I mean, I'm guessing the answer is no, but have Polish people ever seen a lion? The hardcore historical gamers are either obese or malnourished. It's such a weird... There's none of them are just a regular shape. Okay. I mean, look at that guy, and then look at that guy. They're not the same guy, you know. That dude's flexing. I love down the bottom, Gear Computer Witch. The Computer Witch will now install your software. I like the idea that the Polish had a Computer Witch instead of, like, a wizard. What, the fucking history game nuts? I like that they already picked something that sounds somewhat derogatory. You know? Like, if you told me Grognard was also, like, a slur for them, I'd believe you. I'd be like, yeah, sounds great. The Shenlong one got me. Because those were reasoned, like, you know, this was before the wider world knew much, if anything, about Photoshop, you know? And it was just, there was just all this plausible shit in it. Like, it kind of looked like an existing sprite, The Denjin, you know, Shin Shoryuken was like, oh yeah, it does damage and it fucking stuns you. It's like, that's, you know, like, because people go, oh, that's bullshit. It's like, man, like, fucking, you ever see fucking Super Turbo Akuma? 2 air fireballs. Literally breaks the game. This has fucking died. Fuck you, you stupid Polish tiger. Well, they're also the mutants that, like, will absolutely, you know, give away national secrets to win an argument about, like, a specific variety of tanks' fuel efficiency. And you know that's what it's about, too. Like, that's the funniest thing. It's like, it'll be like, no, this thing can't go, like, you know, it doesn't have 10 kilometers of range uphill in these conditions. And yes, it does. It's like, no, it doesn't. Look, I've got the fucking manual, okay? That didn't work. I almost want to play the Polish version. Alright, I just think this is not going to work no matter what I choose. Nope. Alright. Fucking that. Alright, Leo the Lion can fucking eat my ring. All you do is break things. All you do is destroy. Which is a shame, because that looks like it was something. Oh well.
You fucking baby raper!
I'm not fucking sitting here trying to get something to work if every fucking time it fucking breaks. Which one came first? 1990? I feel like this one came first. Les Manly. Get it? There's an it for you to get. He finds his clothes at Kmart. He finds his dates at Radio Shack. Wow, he gets dates. And now he's out to get rich quick by finding the greatest entertainer of all time. It's weird when you think that there were actual, like, Leisure Suit Larry knockoffs, you know? I barely remember this. I don't think I ever played it. Yeah, that's true about the speciation with modern wargamers. Modern ones are mutants. Alright. Sound Blaster. Okie dokie. Ugh. Don't all look at me like that, it creeps me out. Alright, a nerd isn't a lunkhead. A lunkhead's a jock. Okay, a lunkhead would be like a beefy guy that comes up and tries to suplex the television. The nerd is that's a nerd. You're not even good at this bit, you stupid executives. This is one of the reasons why you should be hung in the streets. This is a weird underlying concept for a game. I love all of that leading to Accolade Presents. Les looks kind of like if you siphoned the Jewishness out of Seinfeld. Okay. So that's not just a big hole. That's like that's the means by which I view Lester. See, now I'm calling him Lester. It's Les. Is this a typing one? It is. This is the world as you know it. Your 5th job since high school, working at the 4th rated network and 3-channel market. Your main responsibility, saving electricity by manually rewinding videotape. At least here you occasionally get a glimpse of your secret love, Stella Hart. Alright. Oh, doesn't look like there's much going on in there. This is G-Man. We'll add that to the canon. Oh well. Hi. What you doing? Do you have any games on your phone? Hey. Okay. I can just take those keys. I need those keys. Uh-oh. It is really funny how they just have... I was gonna say not innovated one iota, but then I read the sentence, bit the green weenie. I'm just deeply unsure what to do with that. Alright, I gotta pee, so have this remix. Have you bit your green weenie? Alright. Let's try talk to boss. Back to work, young fella. Okay. Use TV. Push TV. Huh. Okay. Elevate. User. Fuck you. Why can't I just use shit? Just let me use shit. What other fucking verb are you gonna be, like, use elevator? What is... Cajole elevator? What the fuck do you want me to do here? It is dementedly insane coming from Seinfeld. Like, Seinfeld. This is a guy who, like, supported fucking Leno twice and described the situation as being entirely about numbers. There was no let's build an audience. There was no sense of comedy. There was no sense of the respect of the art of comedy. He doesn't have a personality. He would change literally everything about himself if it got him the fucking numbers he wanted. There is not a single piece of functional soul in that human being that is screaming for expression. And yet he's complaining. And he's complaining like he hasn't, and probably hasn't, watched TV in like over a decade. Like, he is the blandest comedian. Ray Romano's funnier than him, and Ray Romano sucks. Oh, look. Les Manley got a sequel. Who'd have thunk it? Like, I'm now old enough to have, like, I watched TV and the fucking, like, the idea that there's stuff, the most fucked up shit is on TV now. It's not even fucking comparable. Like, you go back to any fucking sitcom back in the day, and it's the blandest shit you have ever fucking seen. With, like, one or two notable exceptions once we start getting into the 90s. Like, Jesus H. fucking Christ. Like, oh yeah, no one could make Empty Nests today. No one could make Perfect Strangers today. Sure couldn't put Caroline in the City or Becca or fuck it, like. That, you know, like, again, there were congressional fucking inquiries about Mortal Kombat 1, and I don't mean the current Mortal Kombat 1. I mean the actual Mortal Kombat 1. For the amount of blood it had in it. Like, you fucking retards. Seinfeld was lucky to have Larry David around. Larry David's why that show is funny. Oh, holy shit, they got a live-action fucking Les Manley. Oh, holy shit, they're a digitized fucking... Oh, alright, no, we're off and running here. I can be in a Maladonna video? This went from 0 to 100. You know, like, there was, like, again, like, people don't remember what it was fucking like. And I mean, still, in some places. Like, you know, in the US, you can't, like, you know, network television just has the most draconian fucking rules. You know, it's not even, like, this is always funniest coming from fucking Americans. Like, you can't, you know, say Jesus and shit. There's all this, like, stuff for the religious zealots because, you know, can't have fed their stupid bullshit. Like, mother of fucking God. No, you can't do stuff now. Literally, like, the shit that they had in the fucking Ash vs. the Evil Dead show. Like, if you ever fucking, yeah, get that on fucking television in the fucking 90s. You'd have had fucking lynch mobs of Bible thumpers at your fucking, you know, network's door. I mean, it'd have probably been one of the biggest shows on TV because of that. These days, nobody watched it or noticed. Bruce Campbell's head went up a cadaver's anus. And I don't mean, like, off screen. I don't mean you heard a sound. You watched that happen. Helmut Bean. Yeah, Night Trap. That was a fucking thing. People flipped out over Night Trap. Like in Mortal Kombat 1. Like a game where you can literally count the blood. I mean, I'm not saying that there's a lot of directing involved in getting, like, a digitized actress to say something, but, like, that phrase and that face don't go together. She looks like she's about to be hit by a car, but just hasn't realized she can move out of the way of it. Mash and Mary Tyler fucking Moore, fucking amazing. Oh yeah, there's no way you could do a show that was like funny, but also like, I don't know, dealt with like fucking serious topics. Yeah, that doesn't exist. There's none of that on television currently. And again, like all of this, I could understand. This would be more understandable coming from like, you know, it'd still be incorrect, but it would be understandable coming from like Andrew Dice Clay or something. You know? What the fuck? I mean, I know they said he was small, but I thought midget. I didn't. You couldn't make a game about this today. It's the same as people grumbling about like nudity in games. The reason there's less of it and it's less relevant is because now I can just get fuck games about fucking that have fucking uncensored with physics and sometimes painstakingly drawn pixel art because oh, people had a hissy fit about The Simpsons, too. Like, the fucking Simpsons. Well, the phrase, I'm the Beanster Supreme, is now in your minds, and you can't get rid of it. Like actual fuck games. I don't give a shit about, why would I need a fucking jiggly fucking bits and, I don't need Dead or Alive beach volleyball anymore. You know? There's like a Metroidvania that's actually pretty good. And then when you defeat like the enemies, you can just fucking root them. I vaguely remember something about there being a point and click adventure game to do with David Lynch. Also, Nintendo absolutely did contact Mark Frost about like Link's Awakening. And I really wish he fucking did, you know, sign on to whatever, because I'm kind of curious as to how that would have changed the fucking game. I mean, if I were that big, I don't know if I'd have a dog. I think that would be a bigger issue. Like, I'd have, like, I don't know, goons. Like, people will look at this shit and go, you couldn't have this today. It's like, no, I can go to Steam and go, yeah, I want adult games. And it's not like, ha-ha, tee-hee, tickle, there's, like, maybe a bit of nipple. It's like, no, I want penetration. What kind of penetration? Oh, all of it. And that's on Steam. That's before I even go to, like, fucking Itch.io or fucking Newgrounds or just off into the fucking web, where... Damn it. Oh, hell yeah. This reminds me of that, like, terrible, overboard Adam Sandler movie that was, like, his first movie before he, I think it was before he even did fucking Saturday Night Live. Oh, people were genuinely upset about, yeah, The Simpsons, and they also had, like, the weirdest arguments with, like, Fox, particularly in the early days, about what they were allowed to, you know, do. Once it, like, well, you know, by about season 3-ish, they could just literally ignore them. But, yeah, people, you know, oh God, what was it? I swear it was Bush. You know, so we need more families like the Waltons and less families like the Simpsons. But yeah, it It was a thing. People didn't like The Simpsons. The fucking, you know, the usual fucking cretinous Southern Baptist nags. Hungry guy. Hi. I swear I saw feet. Oh, there we go. Beanster Supreme. I can't get the image of the Beanster Supreme working a clitoris like Ed's fucking critical art from Street Fighter 6, where he's just shuffling around and doing these fucking, like, technical boxing combinations. Yeah, it was Bush Senior. Yeah. Oh, and that's before we even get to, like, Beavis and Butthead and other shit. Like, again, you know, the fucking nags used to count how many swears you had on your TV shows, and which led to some of my favorite shit. Like, you could have 5 shits or a fuck, you know, like there's some kind of mathematics to that in any, you know, fucking sense. Like, it was a bajillion, and that, again, you know, stuff that's on streamers, stuff that's on even the, you know, bullshit network book crap. It does way weirder shit than you used to be able to get away with, and again, that's before you even get into, like, the fact that you can just make stuff now and actually get an audience for it, as opposed to, like, you kind of got to film things on video on an over-the-shoulder camera that you'd maybe, if you were real fucking lucky, be close enough to somewhere where you could rent time in the fucking editing suite or have access to any kind of editing, you know, tech, which, again, until, like, the fucking 2000s minimum, was the size of a shed. And then you had to convince people to watch it, which meant usually there had to be some kind of, like, some short film festival nearby. And if there wasn't, fuck you. I need a hotkey to the fucking volume. I wonder if there's a... where's options? Fuck you. Whatever. I kind of do want to see more of that. I mean, I'm not getting rid of a functional point-and-click adventure game. I'm just not. And that one's got digitized shit. Helmet Bean. Why is he tiny? Yeah, and, like, bear in mind that, you know, Hannibal is, even for what it's doing, a fucking milquetoast fucking, you know, like, you go watch an episode of Hannibal. Like, what are you looking at there? Again, you know, there's, like, barely fucking anything. It's at worst some weird fucking concepts. And that was a big deal. There was, oh, it's on a fucking network. It's like, oh, fuck! How dare you make this stupid shit and then give it a box? How dare you use that stupid fucking point-and-click fucking adventure game maker and, like, give it a box like it's a real game? Yeah, I might have an adventure, you know, a better look through some of the adventures, because I would like to actually play them. It's just not, you know, sitting and just clicking around is just not really a fucking... It's so easy for that to just eat the entire fucking thing. And really, that it deserves its own space, you know. I don't know, have, like, a system whereby you nitwits can, like, come up with, like, ideas and advice and vote on it or some shit. Talk about unstable currency. Alright. Please contact Pie in the Sky Software. That's great. Yep. Alright, well, that's easy. Fuck. God, look at that. This looks like shit. Both lethal. L'arme fatale. I might actually need my fucking control pad for this one. Yeah, but I mean, like, still, that being remarkable is like, you know, kind of goes to my point. You know, back in the 90s, Ellen was too gay to have a show. Ellen. And all of this coming from Seinfeld. Why are you not letting me play the game when I push the buttons? Fire, space, I mean, you know. God damn it, I want to fucking play this! Yeah, great, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, nothing about, none of the funny stuff about Seinfeld was Seinfeld. Christ, what did I do? Did I do run or lethal? I mean, there's another one. It's like, again, the guy you worked with who wrote your show has done Curb Your Enthusiasm. Which, and like, I only watched like the first 2 seasons of it, like back when those first aired. Because I do struggle, I struggle with awkward situation and like cringe comedy. Like there are episodes of Faulty Towers I just can't watch again. Not because it's bad, but it fucking, ugh. It's just really hard to watch someone dive into these really awkward situations with such gusto. But reading a list of some of the shit that's happened in that, it's like, couldn't have a show where fucking Kramer got homeless people to pull rickshaws. It's like, I'm pretty sure you could. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't even. I don't know if that'd even rate a fucking mention. Why is this not working? Fuck you. Like he's the poster child for like, just empty, you know, and there's Zen-like emptiness. But like it's not Zen. It's like the evil version of Zen. Why does it just not? Roseanne was a more edgy show than, yeah. Roseanne had poor people. Man, fucking Married with Children. Like, Married with Children, I'd say genuinely rates. Like, that's... It had some legitimately weird shit. No, because he's like it's not even apathy, you know. There's a goal there. It's like Leno, you know. Leno is a mutant. He's such a weird fucking creature. You know, like Leno. They're these kinds of people that could be functionaries in some kind of genocide. Like they'd not be the psychos who are into it. They wouldn't enjoy it. But it also wouldn't haunt them for years afterward. It'd just be a job. Like, they'd be able to process it that way. Because there's just this... It's like a fucking Patrick Bateman's emptiness in them. But, like, the psychopathy is just drawn to making people laugh because there's, like, enough fucking latent primate brain there to appreciate, like, people smiling at them. Yeah, lower middle class. Like, Homer's poor, and he's got like a fucking what? Yeah, the baby has a room. There's a rumpus room. Alright. Doesn't help me. A. What am I doing? Do I just have to push letters? Oh, okay, I gotta, right. It's just Hangman. Yeah, you... I thought it was educational, you know? I was like, I just gotta type fucking letters or some shit. There's a oh, God almighty. I made letter drop 2, like, fucking 8 years later. Oh, Christ, I don't have the energy for this. It's funny, the little picture of the plane there just looks like some weird green lizard with some snot coming out. How? How is Jerry the fucking word as well? The edgiest thing Seinfeld ever did was have a movie where you thought the bee was gonna fuck the lady. And credit where it's due, legitimately edgy. Didn't see that one coming. 3? Okay. Fuck me. Ham? Oh, I died. Ugh. All right, I'll clarify that statement. The edgiest thing he created, not did in real life. Like, Seinfeld's in that category of like just a wholly asexual appearing creature, you know? I don't know how anyone, not even like ugly, you know, not ugly, but just alien, you know? There's just nothing erotic about him in the slightest. It's like getting turned on by a house brick. How? Select puzzle. Okay, this is like Wheel of Fortune without the Wheel of the Fortune. Yeah. I mean, like, if he at least started doing, like, horrendous, like, you know, pro-Zionist genocide jokes, that'd at least be something. You know, then he'd have some fucking grounds for complaint. But he doesn't even do that, you know? Goodbye. What time is it? Oh, getting close to the end. Yeah, like imagine, you know, Geraldine Seinfeld attempting to be erotic. Like, actually legitimately, like, seductive. Like, 'cause I just draw a blank. I bet his cum sputters out of his dick to the same cadence of the Seinfeld theme. Yeah, it's like that, like, you know, he tried that stand-up tour again, like, you know, about 10 or so years ago. It's just like... Play. KY. Goodbye. Like sputtering out, like down, 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 down. My favorite rape joke is in Monty Python and the Life of Brian. And it's where Brian's mother is explaining how he's Roman. He says, "Mum, you were raped." And then she kind of looks around sheepishly and just goes, "Well, at first." Just at first. Such a good joke. Alright. Letrix is a fucking tomorrow problem. Let us slide can fucking slide the fuck right out of here.
You fucking baby raper!
Hey. I mean, at least we got to meet less manly. You know? I mean, as sad as it is as being like Larry Laffer, like at least you're not knockoff Larry Laffer. You know? He's the original. The genuine article. Also, Bobby Lee has this hilarious fucking story he tells about, like, going to some group counseling thing with his family, including his deranged, abusive dad who barely speaks English, and just talking about how, like, he was such a fucking, you know, because of his childhood, just out of control fucking child, like, you know, like doing meth when he was, like, 12 and shit. And, like, fucking talking about, like, getting molested by this big retarded guy in exchange for candy repeatedly over a summer, and his dad just bursting out laughing. Fuck, that's funny. Yeah, it wasn't an awful run, you know. There's some duds in there, but again, we got to meet fucking Les Manley. Like that, honestly, both of those games, perfectly fucking playable. Staggeringly derivative. Like, derivative to a degree that, I mean, particularly the first one. You know, because, like, once the point and click thing of, like, look, operate that, once all that kind of set in stone, it's set in stone for a reason. You know, that was a good way of interacting with those kinds of games, you know, with a mouse. It's just good. So when people do it, that's smart. It's just the correct way to go about any of these things. I don't fucking know, man. I mean, what kind of game, you know? It's a question with not enough data in it. You need to think with your brain. Maybe go have a coffee. Yeah. It's on, like, the bit's on YouTube, because he's on, I don't know, some other show with one of the other Mad TV guys, I think, and, like, he's telling them not to laugh. Because he says he was molested. And then he puts these beautiful pauses in the story, like, I was molested. And, like, you wouldn't necessarily laugh at that. I mean, I'd probably still chuckle if it were, like, depending on who it was. You know, like, Bobby Lee says, I was molested, that's funny, I'm just going to giggle at it. Because I was molested, and then there's a pause, and he was just like, by a retarded guy. And that's kind of, or like, it's not that that is in and of itself funny. It's just, you take something as kind of, as negative as being molested as a child, and you just, like, the Down syndrome element is just this, is a whack. And it's like a whack upside the head. Kind of like, it's the conceptual slapstick. You're getting belted in the back of the head by something really unexpected and strange, and it's just funny. And then he adds, over a summer. And, like, now that's fucking hilarious. Like, that is... Like, now that's almost like a fucking relationship. Like, I'm picturing you both sitting on the edge of a pier just looking out over a lake. Oh, yeah, no, I saw this. I saw the Tekken thing, like the Eddie that literally spans left kick, and that's it, and has gotten all the way up to Destroyer. I sent that to my fucking housemate, because he was, he grew up playing Tekken, because they had like a fucking PS2 and shit, and him, his brother, and his dad would all sit down and play like fucking Tekken for ages and ages, because it's a good game if you're not that great at fighting games. Because stuff happens. All you got to do is push buttons, and lots of stuff happens. And then there's Eddie, and as he described it, goes Eddie, or as we described it in my house, banned, because people pick Eddie, and you just push the 2 kick buttons. And like, I'd do that back for like Tekken 3 on the PS1, because again, I couldn't play fucking Tekken. I could play Street Fighter. So if I was over at a friend's house, there was like this thing where it's like, all right, we'll play some fucking Street Fighter where you're really good, but then we have to play like some Tekken where like he was really good. I was like, all right, like, that's the trade-off. And then like you pick Eddie, you just push kicks and stuff happens, and it happens at like it's a matter, particularly in that game too, of like weird rhythm and weird pacing to the attack. You just don't know when you're safe. There's just a bum in the air, and it's like, all right. He might do the break dance that like fucking hits low, or he might do like an overhead or something. Like, there's just a lot of weird shit happening. And if you're not wildly familiar with fighting games and how to deal with weird shit, it's just unbeatable. Then he unlocked all the secret characters in that game, and my little brother kept picking Gon, and that was just annoying. None of them. No one makes good headphone pads. It's a technology beyond the capacity of humans. Yeah, Oddjob. Oddjob was banned too, because like he was just a head shorter than everybody else, and bullets went over him. And no. Still annoyed. My brother trying to like act like it's not cheating. And it's like, no, it's fucking cheating. You know it's cheating. You know why it's cheating. So yeah, sometimes it's like, look, it's like, that's funny. Like that's gotta hurt the Tekken community a little bit when we make fun of it for being like, because I have had more luck. Cause I don't really play 3D fighters. I'm not that into them, but I have had so much luck with 3D fighters just pushing buttons. More than I'd have against anyone good at a 2D fighter just pushing buttons. Like they just don't work that way, particularly if you're getting up into like nonsense anime Marvel fighting territory. Like, the second you're playing a game where, like, someone moves and now you're in some kind of either combo that goes for 15 minutes or mix-up hell. Good luck button mashing out of that, champ. Now I'm watching the game. That's fun. Anime fighters are well animated these days. Nice to look at. Special effects. Half of them aren't wearing anything. I think that woman looks like a squirrel or something. All right. I wonder how much it would cost to get someone to follow Seinfeld around just singing the Seinfeld theme with his mouth. Yeah, that Hunter x Hunter game looks like garbage, but it is made almost perfectly, custom made for the Marvel vs. Capcom community. Alright. Number needs to go up, and even if I can't afford to hire someone to do it, I'll personally follow Seinfeld around. Not a lot of effort in it either. That's the part that'll get to bother him after about like several days. And then he'll, you know, there'll be police, and then I'll get one of those, you know, those long range like hypersonic speakers where like it doesn't have much spill and it goes really far, and then I'll just play it at him from a distance, and it'll be me there with a little microphone going because I think I could finally drive him mad enough to be interesting, you know, like I think there's really that Jason Bateman thing going on. Wait, is it Jason Bateman or Justin Bateman? Whichever one wasn't in fucking Arrested Development. You know, like I feel like there's something in there, and if I can get him to crack, he'll be interesting. Because until then, he's just like, I mean, he's only interesting in the sense that it's fascinating to find like the universal definition of null, you know? The fact that Primus had any hand in the Seinfeld theme is weird. I mean, I can sort of hear it now. If anything, it makes sense, but like, still, you know, that's just a bit strange. So make the number go up. Yeah, I don't know, because I gotta beat Pizza Tower. But I might have a after Pizza Tower for the subscriber Saturdays. I might do a little bit like of just going over some of the, you know, I might, you know, things like Thunder in Paradise, Less of the Unlikely, and the fucking weird Tiny Man. You know, just a few things of some house cleaning in terms of games I wouldn't mind actually having a bit of a look at that just kind of don't lend themselves to this format. Alright. So remember, if you sign up, go to the Discord. That's where all the hidden secret things are for the better people. Don't trade sexual favors to enormous retarded men for lollies. And watch my show, or I'll bash your fucking kids.